Well, the good news, particularly for Mass Highway, is I walked Enterprise Park this weekend, called the turtle by name, whistled for it. There is no turtle there. That is a myth. So that obstacle has been taken care of.
Wonderful. See that?
So I have the pleasure, I guess, to give you a little perspective from the South Shore Chamber's point of view about what's happening, and to fill some time before the governor gets here, because the governor has heard our story. In fact, at the chamber, we've had a very good partnership with the governor and the Executive Office of Transportation and the Executive Office of Economic Development, because we have been able to lay out for the last 5 years a regional vision of where the South Shore is going and what we need to get there, particularly on the checklist of transportation projects. And that work has been a very helpful guide for the administration. And they actually call up and say, where are we on the checklist and what have we done? So I thought in preparation of the governor coming here, the representative asked if I could kind of share with you the broad outlines of where we see the South Shore going and what our future is, and it's incredibly bright from our perspective. Whatever is happening nationally, even what may be happening statewide, we think that over the next decade to 20 years, the South Shore is going to see some robust regional growth that may outpace what could be happening statewide, and we may become the fastest economic growth area in New England over the next decade. And there are provided we get rid of the damn turtle. It's just this one turtle. It just travels around the state. It's incredible. But I want to lay out what that scenario is for growth, and it starts with housing. We have a number of large projects scattered throughout the area that are going to be bringing from Plymouth up to Quincy, that are going to be creating a lot of new housing, bringing new people down. As those people come, they're going to be the young workforce. Governor, welcome. How are you?
Thank you, Peter. Sorry I'm late.
That's
It's that darn 139.
I was going to fill it for you. So we'll accelerate this since the governor has heard it, but the key for our success is all of these housing projects that we have from Quincy down to Plymouth bring a workforce of 25 to 45-year-olds. Most of these projects are tied in with mass transit, whether it be rail or commuter boat. They're all combined with commercial development. As this workforce comes down, we're going to see a very different South Shore. The business growth isn't going to be built on consumer spending, people essentially building businesses off the residential consumer dollars, but it's going to be primary businesses working off the growth of our labor force. And that's going to be a very different South Shore commercial industrial mix. To make that happen, we need a lot of intra-regional road projects. We identified the key ones at Southfield, the former Naval Air Base, which the administration of the governor announced funding for the first phase of that just 2 months ago. The other areas are up in Quincy Center, starting with the Concourse project, which is under construction right now. Another one is the Route 139 corridor, which the governor and transportation have been incredibly supportive of in moving that up. And then up in Derby Street, we've identified that as a very interesting corridor. And one of the new construction projects is the South Shore Hospital's medical office building right at Derby Street, which needed some transportation money, and the administration has come through with that. So with all of these projects, we are going to be redefining the South Shore and becoming the fastest growth area in New England. And that has been possible because of the tremendous partnership that the administration and the governor personally, I won't go into some of the things he's done, particularly at Southfield, but some of the personal behind the scenes weigh-in that he's made have made these projects possible to move forward. And what it's going to take for us as community and business leaders is to continue pushing those agendas thinking not about tomorrow, but the next 10 years and how we do this regionally, because economic growth isn't local, it is regional. You need the local base, you need to be thinking regionally, you need to think how they all tie in, and we're on that path. So our future is great, and we appreciate what you've done, Governor, and what your administration has done. But I'm not introducing you, so I'm going to get off the podium here.
Thanks very much.